Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to rhinestone a wine glass. Most of the rhinestone cup tutorials you'll find online are typically done on stainless steel wine tumblers and travel mugs. But you can absolutely bling actual glass as well, and it gives a really beautiful result. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. I started with this basic wine glass. My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil that can be sharpened to pick up and place my rhinestones. For this project, I used crystal AB rhinestones in varying sizes from a variety pack and added additional stones in the sizes SS16 and SS20. You can find links to the products I'm using in the description of this video. Typically with stainless steel tumblers, I sand them with sandpaper before applying my stones for better adhesion. But I opted not to do that with this glass because it will be handled a lot less frequently than my usual travel mugs. I started by applying SS16 stones all the way around the outer edge of the base of the glass. I always outline my edges first to make sure I have a nice clean border and the shape doesn't look wonky. Next, I filled in the base of the glass using the scatter method, which means I picked up and placed various sizes of stones in no particular order or pattern. The goal is to get them to fit together as tightly as possible without any noticeable gaps. If you're a perfectionist, you may have a hard time with the scatter method, trying to make sure everything fits together flawlessly and there is absolutely no visible space. But I promise it's okay for there to be teeny tiny gaps and you won't notice them at all once everything is finished. Try to just pick up and put down your stones without rearranging them a billion times. This does get easier as you go because you'll get better at estimating which sizes of your stones can fit into the spaces you've created. It's really helpful to have some super tiny stones in your mix to help fill in any awkward gaps you face along the way. As you work your way up the stem of the wine glass, you'll need to use mostly smaller size stones. Because the surface is so curved on the stem of the glass, there isn't enough space for a large stone to lay flat against the cup, and you always want to make sure the flat back of your stones are fully flush with the glass and nothing is overhanging or sticking out. Otherwise, they'll get caught and come off the glass really easily. So focus on using small stones that will have a nice secure attachment to the stem. Next, I used my SS16 stones to outline around the rim of the glass. Again, just to make sure I have a nice clean border and the shape of the glass is maintained. Once you're finished with the stem, you can start incorporating larger stones in the top part of the wine glass. The surface is a lot less curved up here, so you can get full attachment even with very large stones. Varying sizes will help to give the cup lots of dimension and sparkle, but using mostly larger stones will help you to work much faster because they take up a lot more space than the tiny ones do. So at this point, I started focusing mostly on my SS16 and SS20 stones, and just using the smaller stones every now and then in between them. There are some stones in the variety pack that are even larger than SS20, but I don't have a ton of those to work with, so I'm incorporating them more sparingly than the others. Gem tack is a forgiving glue that dries slowly, so if you make mistakes or need to rearrange some stones, you have time to do that before everything is fully solidified. You may notice there is some visible white glue spilling out in between my stones, and that's normal. It will dry clear and look great when it's done. You don't want a huge mess of glue, but in my opinion, it's better to use a little too much than too little so that your stones have a nice sturdy attachment to the glass. When you get to the top of the glass, the scatter method gets a little bit trickier as you're closing in gaps from all sides. Your tiny stones will come in handy as you finish off these spaces. But because I went in and did that border of SS16 stones, there won't be any jagged edges sticking up around the rim. I'm just filling in the spaces and leaving tiny gaps between stones if I need to. The edges are the most important part of keeping the final result looking clean and complete. And here is the final result. Once you're done, you want to let that gem tack dry for a full 7 days to make sure it's fully cured before handling or washing. After that, you can hand wash your glass on both the inside and the outside and remove any excess glue or residue from your wax pencil. If you've never washed a rhinestone cup, I have another video tutorial showing how to do that without damaging your stones. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!